Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. Decoding the Python attribute error, module object has no attribute model error. This error message, attribute error, module object has no attribute model, is a common stumbling block for Python developers, especially when working with libraries and modules. It essentially means you're trying to access an attribute, in this case, named model, from a module, example my_module, that doesn't actually have that attribute defined. Let's break down the error, its causes, how to troubleshoot it, and provide code examples to illustrate the concepts. 1. Understanding the error message. Attribute error. This is a built-in Python exception that's raised when you try to access an attribute of an object, which could be a module, class instance, or other object, that doesn't exist. Module object. This part specifically indicates that the object you're trying to access an attribute from is a Python module. A module is a file containing Python definitions and statements, functions, classes, variables. Has no attribute model. This is the crucial part. It states that the module in question doesn't have an attribute named model that you're trying to access. The attribute could be a variable, a function, a class, or any other object assigned to the module. 2. Common causes and scenarios. Here's a breakdown of the primary reasons why you might encounter this error. Typo in attribute name. The simplest cause. You might have mistyped the attribute name, model in this case, when trying to access it. Double check the spelling. Incorrect module import. You might be trying to access the model attribute from the wrong module. Perhaps you're importing the wrong module, or you're trying to access the attribute from the module's name when it's defined in a submodule. Attribute not defined. The module you're importing genuinely doesn't define an attribute named model. This could be because the attribute is defined in a newer version of the library you're using, and you're using an older version. The documentation or tutorial you're following is incorrect or outdated. The attribute is defined in a different part of the library, example inside a class or function within the module. Circular imports. In more complex projects, circular imports can sometimes lead to modules not being fully initialized, causing attributes to be undefined when you try to access them. This is less common but can be tricky to debug. Incorrect installation. If you're using a third-party library, it might not be installed correctly, or the installation might be incomplete. Lazy loading. Sometimes some libraries use lazy loading to improve startup time. If the model attribute depends on code that hasn't been executed yet, it might not be available until later. 3. Troubleshooting and debugging strategies. Follow these steps to systematically diagnose and resolve the error. 1. Double check the spelling. This is the first and most obvious step. Carefully review the spelling of the attribute name, model, and the module name. Even a single typo can cause the error. 2. Verify the import statement. Make sure you're importing the correct module and that the import statement is written correctly. Example. Let's say you intend to use the linear regression model from sklearn.linear_model. The correct import is incorrect import. If you did something like this, the sklearn module itself doesn't directly expose linear_model. You must import linear_model specifically, either directly or through from sklearn import linear_model. 3. Inspect the module. Use Python's dir function to list the attributes of the module. This will help you see what attributes are actually defined in the module. Look for the model attribute in the output. If it's not there, it's not defined in the module at the top level. If you see something related, example my model, model_utils, investigate further. 4. Consult the documentation *, refer to the official documentation for the library or module you're using. This will provide definitive information about the attributes available and how to use them correctly. Look for example code snippets. 5. Check the module's source code, if possible. If the documentation is unclear or you suspect an error in the library itself, you can try to examine the source code of the module. This requires some knowledge of Python, but it can reveal exactly how the module is structured and what attributes are defined. You can typically find the source code in the library's installation directory, example in the side packages directory of your Python environment. 6. Version compatibility *, make sure you're using a compatible version of the library. Newer versions may have added the attribute you're looking for, or older versions may have renamed or removed it. Use pip show package_name or conda list package_name to check the installed version. Then, consult the library's documentation to see if the model attribute is available in your version. If you're using an older version, consider upgrading to the latest version, or a version that includes the desired attribute. 7. Handle circular imports *, if you suspect circular imports are the cause, carefully examine your project's structure and try to refactor the code to break the circular dependencies. This might involve moving code to different modules or using techniques like dependency injection. Circular imports can be tricky to diagnose and fix. 8. Reinstall the library *, if you suspect a corrupted or incomplete installation, try uninstalling and reinstalling the library. Or, if you're using Anaconda, it's also a good idea to check your Python environment and make sure you're using the correct environment for your project. 9. Consider lazy loading *, if you suspect lazy loading, try forcing the code that defines the model attribute to execute earlier in your program. For instance, if the model attribute is defined inside a function, call that function before trying to access the attribute. However, this is a less common scenario. 4. Code examples. Here are some specific code examples that illustrate different scenarios and how to fix the attribute error. Example 1, typo in attribute name. Example 2, incorrect module import. Example 3, attribute not defined, using an older version. Example 4, dir, for inspection. The output of dir will show you a list of names, strings, that are attributes defined within sklearn.linear_model. Look for linear regression, logistic regression, etc. Example 5, reinstalling a library. 5. Preventing attribute error *. Read documentation carefully * before using a library, carefully read its documentation to understand how it's structured and what attributes are available. Use auto-completion *. IDEs and code editors often provide auto-completion features. Use them to avoid typos and discover available attributes. Use type hints * Python's type hints can help catch attribute errors at development time, especially in larger projects. While they don't prevent runtime errors entirely, they can provide valuable static analysis. Version control * use a version control system, like Git, to track changes to your code and libraries. This can help you revert to a working state if you accidentally introduce errors during updates or modifications. In summary, the attribute error, module object has no attribute model error is a common but often easily resolved problem. By carefully checking your code, import statements, the module's attributes, using dir, consulting documentation, and verifying versions, you can quickly diagnose and fix the issue. Remember to use these debugging strategies systematically to identify the root cause and get your code working smoothly. Focus on verifying that the model attribute is actually defined in the module you are trying to import and access.